Hi, everybody. Wait, is this going to change? Hold on. I want to make sure I don't lose this live stream. Okay, here. All right, we are in business. Welcome to today's live stream. I am so excited to be here because I love talking about money and love. I love all the parallels, all the subconscious patterns that we run that impact the attraction, our magnetism, and our ability to attract clients, attract the soulmates or the partner of our lives. Or even if you're just in a season where you're dating, it's just the same. If you want to have high quality dates, you want to have high quality love, if you want your soulmate, all of these lessons are just going to be just so easy for you to like build neural pathways to understand what you might be doing wrong and how to fix it. So, welcome everybody. I'm so delighted to see you all here. Where are you tuning in from? And I am curious. I'm, by the way, launching a podcast before I go into the whole thing today. And I'm so curious, but it's launching on July 20th. It's going to be called Exposed with Juliana Garcia. Where I'm going to go and expose the truth about what it really takes to build $1 million business and just tell you like everything I went through. So, tell me in the comments if you want to be part of the launch team, or once this ends, send me a DM with your email because you're going to be able to enter the chance to win a spot in the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, or a group call with me, or a one-on-one session with me, like literally the most valuable prizes that I could think of. And all you will have to do is just essentially leave a review or do a couple other things, and you literally could be in the next round of Magnetize. So I am delighted to give you the gifts. And I also want to know what you guys want me to talk about when it comes to my story, because I know that not everybody knows my story, and some do, some don't. Like, I want to know, what do you want me to tell you about how I was able to go from being an immigrant to becoming a millionaire, not just in my bank account, but literally with assets, and also just having like a life that I'm obsessed with. What are the things that you struggle with getting to that point in your life? Okay, so let's talk about this. I am talking about how the $1 million lessons that I'm learning in my dating life, and how you can apply this to elevate your business and client attraction. And I gotta tell you guys, like, I am having so much fun dating. And the first thing that I wanna tell you is that if you feel like you are not having fun in your client attraction, that's like step one to fix. If you feel like there is, like, you dread it, you just don't believe it's gonna work, you're like, I've been doing this, it's just not working, then that's the first thing to address. Because if you have a vibe and an attitude of like, I just don't think this is gonna work, and I hate doing whatever I gotta do to do marketing, to do sales, or to like do reels or adapt. If you're just not willing to do that, you are going to suffer in the process of attracting clients. It's going to be a lot more difficult, not because it's difficult, but it's because you are making it difficult with the way you think about it. And it's the same thing when it comes to dating. A lot of people have a lot of drama about dating apps don't work, men are all lame, or if you're dating women, whatever gender you date, it's like there's just a shortage of amazing people. And you could believe that, you could get behind that, you could totally decide that that's your reality. It's just, who's gonna, like, is it gonna help you, and is it actually true? Maybe right now you've been seeing life through that lens, but it couldn't be further from the truth. And everybody says this, like, oh, just, see life through a different lens. It's so hard when you're in it. Like, when you're like swiping, or posting, or doing things, and you're like throwing out at like editing and experimenting with that. It's so easy to be like, oh, fuck, like it's just not working. And the first thing is to understand it's it's compounding. Everything you're doing is compounding to get you closer to the person that you're meant to be with, to the person that is right for you. And when you think about it that way, not like, I did this, I swiped yes on somebody, and like I went on a date and it didn't work out, like that was a waste of my time. It's so easy to get into that vibe, but instead, for me, the way that I've like decided to enjoy the process is thinking every brick that I put towards this project is getting me closer to getting the result that I want. Like nothing ever goes in vain. Nothing ever is not good enough. Like every single thing is getting me closer to the person. So when you have this mentality of compounding effect, the compounding effect of every thought that I think, every feeling that I feel, and every action that I take, it's getting me closer to my clients. You're going to have a more mature approach to your business. You're going to think differently. You're not going to be immature to think I take an action today, I want it to pay off tomorrow. You're going to understand that like your business is like the stock market. It's going to have highs, it's going to have some lows, it's going to, have dips, but it's always trending up. If we just focus on the stock market in like 2008 and we just focus on like a period of 2 or 3 months or a day even, it's going to feel like we are dying. Like things are not going to work. And instead, if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you can understand like, oh, that was just a difficult time, or that was a period where they needed to learn these lessons. And then now we're always trending up. It's always trending up. It's always spiraling up. So if you have that mentality about you and your business and for me has been my dating, right? And I've just really been able to I have more master the money part and like that part, and like I'm applying everything to the dating because I have the result in my reality of having the life that I want and the business that I want. So why don't I believe that I can have it all? What part of me doesn't believe that I can have it all? That's the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about. You might have everything you want in life. You might have like the husband, in your case, let's say. You might have like your kids. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want, you got it locked in. And when it comes to, let's say, your business or your clients, there may be this part of you that's like, everything works out except for my business. Like things were working out in my life, but my business doesn't work. And then we just create this story that we cannot have the things that we want, that there's gonna have to be like something that goes wrong because we can't have it all. Like we cannot have a life that really is fulfilling. There's gonna be some parts that are gonna be wrong. And like I actually was coaching a client through this yesterday. She has this subconscious belief that that's the case, and that's why she's been unconsciously creating the result of like business not flowing as everything else in her life has been. Because subconsciously, what we discovered is that she can actually be in control as long as one thing is not working, at least she can control it. It's up to her. But she doesn't want like health or family to not work out, like someone dying, like family drama. She's like not available for that. So she prefers for her to be like to sacrifice her own thriving ability because subconsciously she believes that there's something that she should keep not working. So in my case, there have been so many times where I remember thinking, God, did you forget about me when it came to the love department? Like I just literally had these thoughts, especially when I broke up with my ex, like last year. I was like, whoa, I really thought that was gonna be it, and like that wasn't it. And I really thought that was going to be it. So it was interesting to see how I was like, well, maybe this is not meant for me, or maybe I'm meant to really struggle here. So then I kind of like, it's easy to go into like, maybe this is just have to be a struggle for me. No fucking way. I am not letting you believe that you are not meant to be a whatever you want. You don't have to desire to be a millionaire. You don't have to desire whatever it is you want, whether it's just like making 50K a year, or whether it's making $1 million a year. I don't care how many times you try. It doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. I don't care. I'm not available to sign up for that mentality for you, because I would have to then also sign up to the mentality that like maybe I'm just not meant to have my soulmate, which sounds hilarious. What? Like no fucking way. So your brain is always going to be very dramatic about whatever period you're going through. It's going to be like, well, that client said no. I had I had maybe a client say no, and then this client backed out, and then this client isn't. I don't feel creative in my, maybe I'm not meant to do this. Maybe I'm just not meant to do business. Okay. Do you want to sign up for that reality? Because the second, like the third thing that I want to tell you, and this is going to be like, I want you guys to really listen to this. Oh, I'm getting so fired up around this. When we think about, let's say, dating, we know that we need to date multiple people to find our person. I mean, it's like I mean, I'm open to dating, right? Like I'm open to going on dates and meeting the right people. But isn't it fascinating that when it comes to business, so many of us or so many people expect things to just work right away? Like, wait, I prepare a launch. I've been thinking a lot about it. I've been planning. I did it. Didn't work. Okay, I'm just gonna be disappointed and like dwell in my misery and like not do it again because I'm getting this as a sign that it's not working. What? What? Like you working through, like you doing something in your business and it quote unquote not working is a completely optional perspective. And it's the option that your brain is going to offer, but it's not the option that is real, that is true. Because your brain wants to keep you safe, it wants to save calories, it wants to protect you from feeling disappointment and feeling negative emotion. And so what it does is tells you all the reasons why you shouldn't try again, and why like if you try again you are going to be disappointed, and like, or it's gonna, maybe you're not to the point where you're saying I want to quit this whole thing, but you're like really truly disappointed and you're like, I know I'm going to do it again, but oh man, like I feel like that was like hard. Like I feel very rejected. I feel disappointed. I feel not wanted. I feel like nobody wants me. Nobody wants what I have to offer. I just feel like maybe this is just not like, I know I just need to take a break and just reconsider my options and maybe change my niche. Like this is literally what coaches think. What? No. Like if you went on a date or if you had a relationship that was, a couple of years, let's say whatever, that was meaningful and it didn't work out, would you say, okay, I'm just not meant to have the person? I'm not meant to have it? No. Just because that person wasn't the one for you doesn't mean that you have to grieve the fact that you are not meant to receive the one or your partner. It just means that that person wasn't right for you. And we cannot make them responsible for our result. Like, oh, because they said no, that means that I can. Like, it's not for me. That's the biggest load of bullshit that our brains tell us. And I am here to tell you that it is your choice to think about your business and the process and the parts of your business that feel difficult. Like, let's talk about client attraction differently. You have to think about it differently, because when you don't, oh my God, I always get people like this. I get comments saying like it's so distracting that you are like have this beach background, because I just see people walk around all the time and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to like cover it. I don't care what your brain tells you about what happened last week or what happened last month or what happened last launch or what happened last year or what's happening right now. What I care about is for you to see that there's always a new way, and everything you did is compounding to the result that you want. It's up to you to see it that way. But I know it because I see clients who adopt this mentality. Like my client Angie, she had 50 no's in a row. I haven't even put myself through, or I haven't even experienced that on a sales call. Like she got 50 no's in a row. What did she do on no 11th? She kept going. What about no 24th? She kept going. What about like what? And then she got, like, right now this woman is quantum, like she's making in 1 month what she used to make in a year. Why? Because she trained her brain to adapt in her heart, like her feelings, to adapt to perceive her reality in a completely different way and think differently about herself in relation to the rejection. Period. Like their rejection that we experience both in dating and life is completely optional. You feeling rejected validate yourself. Yeah, I mean, if this feels like I'm getting rejected or whatever, right? Like, yes, let's like really be with that, but let's not decide to make it mean a reality that I'm just not good enough. I'm not worthy of XYZ. Like, people don't see my value. I'm just not meant for this. What is that? Like, I'm I know that there's a million ways to process this. Like, sit with your heart and like comfort her and like whatever, and like really move through the mindset through your body. Yes, but for some people out there, you are letting those thoughts just fuck with you way too often. And you know what is required and needed? For you to literally say, hey, like invite them to your living room, those thoughts, as if like they're just very loud and obnoxious. Ask them to sit down, give them some cookies and milk, and then you move on with your life. Because at some point, if you have a guest and you don't pay attention to them, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave. So ask them to leave. Or don't even ask them to be like, you can hang out for as long as you want and be as negative as you want. All good. I'm not available for that. I'm not available to believe what you have to say because I'm not available to hear that. Period. I don't care how real it feels for you. I'm just not available. The thoughts are gonna sit there telling you can't attract the clients, you can solve you are the problem. And like, okay, let the thoughts be bored. And then literally this is like I guess this is what I'm describing is essentially like the practice of meditation, but just not without like meditating on it. This is how I meditate. I allow the thoughts to come in. I just don't attach myself or the meaning that they are giving me to anything. I'm like, okay, I just watch them. I watch them pass and I keep on going because I want to believe what's true about me, which is what I want. I get to decide the reality that I get to live into, and nobody else can. It's my own job. Which leads me to thing number 4 or 3. I can't remember which one. I'm kind of flowing through all of this. Um, we blame others and circumstances for, like, we think, oh, the guys, and there's just guys are just not emotionally available, their men are just not good, or whatever gender you date. like I know I have a lot of gay friends, and it's like, oh, the gay community is just full of people who like want to fuck each other and like don't want to really get serious, and it's just very dramatic. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I notice their thoughts about it and how committed they are to that belief. And I'm like, I almost believe it. But then I have friends in other different pockets, and they have been able to find their soulmates, and they're engaged. And I'm like, oh, so it's not true that it's the gay community. It's not true that it's just men, or women are X, or men are this. That is literally pointing the finger at, or like that your clients are your audience is the problem. I don't have the right audience. This is my favorite thing. I like love it. If you have that thought, you're like, I don't have the right audience. It's not true. The only things that you need in order to attract clients, the premium clients, is to have the correct and most potent words that communicate the value of what you do in a way that makes it so easy for people to say, oh my God, yes, I need that. So it's the words that you have and the beliefs that you have about you and them, like the energy. But when I say energy, I mean the combination of beliefs and thoughts that you are mostly feeling throughout the day. Those are the things that attract whatever you want, because we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. So if you think about yourself in a way where people don't like it, people don't want me, I'm the victim, it's their fault, you're going to attract very negative people, like victim mentality clients. If I have that mentality when it comes to dating, I'm going to attract low quality dates, which I did. And I was like, wait. If I'm really the creator of my own reality, what part of me is available for this? Because this is not what I want. I'm like, what's going on? I have the next thing that I'm gonna tell you is so juicy. Wait, I need to remember it and write it down because I'm just kind of flowing and glowing, and the thing is really good. Okay, so available. I just lost it. Wait. Okay, it'll come. It'll come. So if I decide that like the dating apps are a problem, aka social media is a problem. Like people have so much drama around social media, and I can't, maybe because I'm an immigrant, I just have different thoughts about what I have the opportunity, how I see the world, and how I like literally just treasure the fact that I live in America. I literally have won the lottery already by waking up here. And to me, everything else is a bonus. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I am alive, I can breathe, and I am like, I already won. Like I come from a place of appreciation. So for me to see social media, like for me, social media is like the greatest gift we've ever given. Yes, there can be so much negativity, but so much positivity. Like so many of my friends have come from social media. My clients, the fact that I can press live and make money is so wild. Like so easy. It's so wild. It's just the thoughts we have about ourselves that block us from really just shining, right? So if we think, oh, people are gonna not want me, they're gonna reject me, or no, I'm gonna be criticized, or what are they gonna think about me? All of that is what makes social media difficult, is what makes social media hard. Like, oh, I'm gonna get a bunch of hate if I get famous or if I get noted, like notable. Like, okay, so what? Are you not gonna do it because what if you get some hate? Who cares? Like, what happens if people give you some negative comments? You have thick skin. Like, you're good. That's not gonna kill you. Your brain thinks, oh my God, we're gonna die. So it's words. People can just say words. You decide what meaning you wanna attach to it. It's not, and if you wanna give it power, then why? Ask yourself, why? What part of me do I need to cement and reinforce and fortify for those things to not fuck with me? Like, what part of me is agreeing with my haters? What part of me thinks that they're right, and why? And then clean that up within yourself, because that's gonna literally create a whole like a vibe around you where like you're just not fuck withable. And that's how I feel. Like I probably have a lot of haters, I don't know, but I just don't see them. I don't pay attention. I don't, like, I don't know what people say about me. I literally could not give two shits. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't care at all. Of course, if I hear something, I'll be like, oh, that's interesting, and like it's gonna have an emotional impact, of course. But I just don't let that be the reason why I don't show up for the people that are meant to receive my help. Like I'm just not, just don't let that be the thing. So when it comes to social media, when it comes to client attraction, like you could have a lot of drama around like where things are changing and now I have to do reels, I have to do a bunch of things and I don't like it. It's like, okay, but what if you didn't have it? Isn't it amazing that we get to have this in this time and age? Isn't it amazing that we get to